Hello, welcome back to the channel. So you might have seen on my Instagram stories, I said I was going to do a colour along in this book, Flowerscape in Paradise. And the page I've picked is this chameleon page. How gorgeous is that? And I can't wait to get straight in on the chameleon, but that's probably going to be part 2 or 3 because I am going to do the florals first. So I did put this on my Instagram stories last night in case anybody wanted to screenshot this, because these are the colours we're using, but I will also put these colours in the description, so if you want to click down on the description they'll all be linked down below. And so these are the flowers that I coloured. Very delicate flowers, these ones. I did use the QR code to find the colour references, so these are what it gave me. So I'm going to do that on this side today. So the colours you're going to need for, we're going to do the Rosy periwinkles first, and I'm going to bring you in on the first Rosy periwinkle I can see, which is this one up here. And we're going to be using these colours for these flowers. So we have got Pink Madder Lake 129, and my camera doesn't want to focus. We have got Rose Carmine 124. We've got a white to blend with 101. We've got a May green, which is getting a bit teeny tiny, this pencil now, 170. We have a permanent green 266, and we have light cadmium yellow 105. So I'm firstly going to start off with my palest pink. So this is the Pink Madder Lake 129, and I'm going to base the whole of the flower. Did the camera go blurry then? It's playing up today, I don't know what's up. Let me go and turn the big light on and see if that makes a difference. Whoopsie daisy. 1 secondo. You might hear me sound like I'm a million miles away. There we go. I don't know if that's made any difference, but we shall soon see. I'm back. I'm back. Bit of chaos this morning. I've been very busy this morning. So yeah, Pink Madder Lake 129, and we want to just do a really light covering. So you're using a light pressure and you're going over the whole of this flower apart from the centre. So all the petals you want to base in this colour. You don't have to be too careful, too worried about getting it neat or anything like that. Just make sure you've got a nice little covering. The white that we use at the end will, you know, soften everything out if you're a bit worried about pencil strokes or anything like that. That's what your white's for at the end. It really does soften everything out a bit for you. So now I'm just going to get my pop of yellow right in the centre. So you're just going to do a block colour on this. So right at the centre we're going to use the light cadmium yellow 105, and you're just going to hard pressure, just going to really go in there. That's it. Next up we're going to go in with our dark colour. Now this is the Rose Carmine 124, and with this one we're going to go into the centre really dark and then fade it off towards the ends. So just where the yellow ends at the centre of the flower, we're going to go in with a hard pressure with this colour, and then you're going to go into a medium light pressure. You can even do a few strokes if you want to just flick a few of them out like that, you know, like that sort of thing. Hope you can see. You can sort of go in like that. Don't worry if your lines are too harsh on the ends, because again we're going to go in with the white pencil all over, and that's really going to blend everything out. I'm just going around the edges a little bit, but not a hard pressure, just a really medium to light pressure, just to get a little hint of darker colour in there. And do the same on all the petals. This petal's a bit hidden over here, can't really see much of it. There we go. I love colouring flowers though, there's something about it. And then once you've done one sort of petal head, when you've got a full page of flowers, it's just like you don't have to think about it then. It's almost mindless because you've already got your colours down, what you're using, and then you're just repeating it, which is quite nice. And there's not too many colours either. I'm not using a whole load of colours because they're all sort of pink toned flowers. I'm just going to go in along that line. You can just pick up random areas on the petal where you want to put in a little bit more darkness. There we go. We're going on this one, which this one's hiding behind the chameleon, so we're only really putting a bit of dark pink there, and then that's it on that one. I'm gonna darken up that little bit there. Because the page is going to be full on pink, because all these sort of florals are pink, I am going to go in on the chameleon with a sort of a couple of green tones. I'm not going to do him too multicoloured, I'm just going to put a couple of green tones on the chameleon, then he sort of looks like Pascal off Rapunzel, a bit like that. I'm just going to soften these edges a little bit just by doing slow circular motions with a light pressure, and you can just really soften those out a bit. Now the last bit is to go in with your white, so white 101, and you want to go where the palest parts of the pink are, just to really soften those out and blend them into the darker areas. So start off in the lightest areas, start off in the lightest areas and blend them into the deeper ones. And it's just burnishing your lighter areas really, because you only put a light pressure down of it. It's just really burnishing it and getting that pretty soft look to the petal. So this one hasn't got any leaves that you can see, they're probably hiding behind the chameleon. Let's get my duster brush and just waft away any excess. And there we go, that's one petal done. So now we're going to move on to the next one, which is down here, and we're going to do the same thing. So going back in with Pink Madder Lake 129 and putting in a light pressure. Now I can see some of the leaves on this one. These here are the leaves to this flower, the two little leaves here. So we'll be able to colour those this time. I'm really enjoying scanning those QR codes in this book and just being able to see what colour all the florals are. You can even, if you're not sure what page you want to colour, you can even just go through the book scanning the QR codes, looking at the colour references and thinking, oh, I really like, I'm feeling that colour palette today, or it's really, really nice actually. So getting that poppy yellow in the centre again, light cadmium yellow 105, just a colour blocking right in the centre of there. And then we're going to go in with our darkest colour again, the Rose Carmine 124. It's really making it look funny, this camera. Like the colouring looks shocking on camera, I don't know. It looks rather nice in real life, it has to be said. I think it's because I'm so zoomed in. When you zoom in so much on everything, it picks up all the flaws, where normally to the naked eye you don't see it, do you? You don't see it. Zoom in. It's a terrible thing. Right, so we go, in the centre of all these again, darkest right by this yellow bit. I messaged my partner this morning. I said, I can smell spring. I can just smell it. I always feel like people look at me weird when I say things like that, but you can. I was, you know, I've been outside this morning. I've taken the kids to school. I've been shopping, and I've come home and been getting all the shopping out the boot of the car, and I can just smell spring. It's just got this smell to it. I love it. I can smell the rain as well, me though. You know, when the rain lands on soil and it has that chemical reaction, what causes, like, it's like an earthy, it's like a really earthy smell. I can't really describe it, but I always say, even if it's not started raining proper, I'll go outside and I'll say to my partner, I can smell the rain, and he's like, what are you on about it? He's like, there's no smell. I'm like, can you not smell that? I don't know, must just be me. There we go. So now going in with the white to blend everything. 101. Yeah, I actually googled it after because I thought it can't be me just cracking up. Like, he's making me feel like I'm silly. Because he's like, what are you on about? There ain't no smell. You can smell the rain. Like, so I googled it, and apparently, yeah, I am right. It gives a certain percentage of people that can smell it. So not everyone can smell it. There's like a certain percentage of people can smell it. It must be one of the lucky ones. Because I quite like the smell of it. I do like the smell. Again, this looks so much nicer off my horrible camera. What's making it look all weird? I don't know why it does that. I'll have to take a picture of it and pop it up on my Instagram stories of what it actually looks like without my camera making it look all dodgy. If you're colouring along though, you'll know yourself. Yours will look a lot nicer than what it does on camera. There we go, so that's another flower done. This time we're going to do the petals as well, the leaves, sorry. So on this one, I'm going to go all over with the May Green, my teeny tiny pencil, May Green 170, and again, just a light layer over everything, all of the leaf, and this one here. And then we're going to go in with the darker green, so the Permanent Green 266. And we're going to start just randomly picking out darker areas and then leaving some of that light green to show through. So let me show you my reference again, how I've done it. Can you see those leaves? So round this sort of, this lip of the leaf, or whatever, the border of the leaf, leave that light green. Don't go in with any darkness there. And then just pick out, so this bit's darker green, and then I've left lighter bits in the centre, a little bit here. Just sort of pick and choose where you want the darker bits to go. I'm going to go darker sort of under here near the petals and just bring some round. I'm going to leave a little bit of lighter green there and there and go around the edge a bit. Just really random, you don't have to do it in the same places I'm doing it, just pick out yourself some bits that you're going to leave a bit lighter. Because with those bits that we'll leave lighter, I'm going to go in with the white pencil. I think this page will be another 3-parter maybe. It's got quite a lot of elements going on this page, quite a lot of florals. and on my last colour along was 4 parts. So yeah, I'm not the fastest colourist, but if you are colouring along, they will be going up. All parts will be going up. So now I'm going to go in with the white 101 and just go over the areas you've left white, just go over them. You're just softening everything out with the white. It's acting as a blender, really. And then it's totally up to you, but on mine I did put in some little dotting details with white gel pen. Can you see on the leaves? Some little white dots. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I'm just going to put a few in because I just think it's a nice little added touch. And I like doing it. And if you see a colouring page with lots of dots all over it, it's probably one of mine. So next up we've got another one here and then another one just down here, and these have the leaves attached as well. So we're going to want to do the same thing, starting off with the pink Meadow Lake 129 with a light covering over all the petals. I've just been and bought some Easter eggs as well. Easter bunny's coming soon. The kids all told me what Easter eggs they want. I was like, what Easter eggs do you want the Easter bunny to bring? And then they'll say something that I know they don't have in the shop, and then you start backtracking then, going, well, we'll see. If the Easter bunny doesn't have any of them ones, what's your plan B? And I get them to tell me another one. I'm like, the Easter bunny might not have that one. My daughter's been after this Easter egg she got a couple of years ago, and they've not brought it out again since. You'll find that with some Easter eggs, they sort of bring something new out and then get rid of it the next year. It was some sort of honeycomb in the egg. Light cadmium yellow now for the centre. Yeah, it was like honeycomb going through it, the egg, but milk chocolate Cadbury's. It was Cadbury's milk chocolate. But yeah, I couldn't find it, so she's having Lindor instead, a Lindor egg. Rose Carmine 124. My son's requested a dinosaur egg, Easter egg, which I think I'm going to have to go to Aldi to see if they have any in there, because they didn't have any at Tesco. These are our supermarkets in the UK. Some of them, they all tend to stock different things. Slightly different anyway. There we go. It's my daughter's birthday on Wednesday. She's going to be 10. Woo! Can't believe I've got 3 children in double figures now. My eldest is 14, then I've got a 12-year-old. And I'll have a 10-year-old on Wednesday. And then a 6-year-old and a 5-year-old. How did they get that old? No idea. So I have seen as well, I don't know whether it's out now or it's due to be released. Do you remember what was it called? The Flower Year, was it called, by Laelia? She's bringing out a new floral colouring book. I'm not sure if it's out already or if it's due out. But I want to look at a flip through first, because if it's too overwhelming, I don't think I'll want to, because I haven't coloured in the Flower Year much, to be honest. I did a couple of pages because they're quite intricate. All the florals in there are quite small and yeah, it's just a bit tricky. I don't find myself being pulled towards that big. Oh, I did a Pantone card last night, a Pantone painting, and I took a picture of one of the roses I got for Mother's Day, and I thought, I'm going to do that rose head. I'm going to paint that rose head. So I started off, and for whatever reason, I couldn't mix the right colour. I don't know why I was having so much trouble. I've got the reference here, what I took. I had it stuck up there. For whatever reason, I could not mix this colour for the life of me. I couldn't mix the right colour. I don't know what was going on. And then I tried to do it like realistic, you know, so it looked exactly like that. And it just wasn't going to plan. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to make it an impressionism piece instead. So I don't know whether you've seen it on my Instagram or on my YouTube shorts, but I did an impressionism piece instead. So impressionism is where you sort of depict what the object is, but without it being exactly to, you know, it's not a realistic piece basically. It's just impressionism. I can't explain that word very well, but I know what it means. And I put texture in, so I sort of dotted my paintbrush around, so we got this sort of texture. But yeah, it's quite cute. It's not realism, but there we go. And that was that. So I'm gonna blend with my white pencil now, 101, and I'm gonna blend those edges out. It's really strange because, you know, I pick references out to paint, and something that I think looks so simple, like I thought that would be easy to paint, it's always the ones that look the simplest that are the hardest. Does that make sense? Whereas more intricate things are sometimes easier. I have no idea. So my next one, I have already prepped the card. So I've already put my gesso on here, and you can see it puts a texture on the card so that you can paint with gouache. It's obviously a nice lavender colour. So I'm planning on doing a field of lavender, which I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but let's just try. Why I'm trying is a field of lavender with a sunset in the background. That's what I'm going for. It's really strange as well, like some things you think you'd be good at, you're not, and then other things you think you'd be horrible at, you're really good at, you know, with regards to painting different things. There we go. So now on to the leaves again. So this leaf and this leaf. So going in with May Green 170 again. Light pressure. Oh, I'm going to have to get myself another of this pencil. I have got pencil extenders, but I don't like them. I really just don't. I don't get on with them. I like the feel of a pencil. You know, I'm very fussy. I like the feel of a pencil. I don't like the feel of the extenders in my hands. I really don't. But that's just me. So, reminder, Kirsty, get yourself onto, is it Cult Pens where I got my last single stocks from? I think it might have been Amazon actually. Oh, can't remember. Permanent Green 266. Picking out your random areas again. Leaving that border light green around the edge. Oh, the school, well, one of my daughter's schools raised a lot of money for, they did an Easter bingo and it, you know, it raises funds for the school to for experiences for the children. You know, if they do kind of want to go into school, or if they take them on any trips, it funds that basically. So they did an Easter bingo. I can never go because my kids don't sit still. Like literally they would not sit down and play bingo. They'd be running around the hall giving everyone grief. So yeah, I didn't go, but yeah, they made over £1,000, which is quite good. It's only, you know, because there weren't that many people who go, because they can only have as many as the school hall will fit in, parents and children. And obviously not everyone can go like me. I couldn't go. I think this is part of the leaf, just in between there, I'm gonna go in with the white now, 101. And go over all those little lighter areas we've left out. And then we're going to use our white gel pen again. If you don't want to do the dotting detail, just leave this bit out. But I really love it. I love it. It's a bit of interest as well. You like putting a bit of interest in the page, I think, by doing that. Right, I think we've just got this little one down here, which is the same flower. So again, going in with your pink Madeleine 129. With a light layering, light coverage. I don't know what these are here. They look like little bunches of grapes. They're not, I don't think they are. No, they're not. They're definitely not grapes. I'm not sure what they are because they're not on the opposite page. I wonder if they're on a different page in the book where it has got a reference for it. Otherwise I might just have to guess what colour they are or do on my own sort of colour. Obviously some of the foliage it's not listed, so all these little leafy bits here you just, well, I think they're going to be green, aren't they? But you just sort of do them your own shades of green. Next up, doing the yellow, light cadmium yellow 105 right in the centre, don't forget about that. And then going in with the darker pink, the rose carmine 124. I'm picking out those darker bits again. This one's hiding behind a leaf. I thought there was something crawling on me then. It was my own hair. Honestly. Oh, the panic. The panic. It was just my hair tickling my arm and I thought it was a bug. Oh dear. It's spring. It's spring. We start panicking over bugs. Oh dear me, I can't. Someone reminded me the other day as well. My little girl hates flies, like to the point where if they come in the house in the summer, she's got me chasing it round trying to catch it because she can't bear. She'll scream and cry her eyes out if there's a fly in the house. And It's just reminding me that I've got that to look forward to. Right, going in with 101 white. Oh no, clean it off, clean it off. Right, if you've blended your leaves, your green leaves, clean your white pencil off before blending your pink leaves, because you will transfer green off the end of the pencil. See that little bit of green? You'll transfer it onto there if you don't clean it off, like I just nearly did. That could have been a disaster. So just scrap piece of paper, and if you just rub your pencil and turn it round while you're rubbing it, that should clean it off. You don't need to sharpen it. Right, yeah, try again. Try again. Honestly, what am I like? I've done that so many times as well. So many times. Like I've even done it on skin, and that's the worst. The last thing you want to do is transfer any dodgy colours onto skin, and it can turn her into an alien. I cannot even. But still I managed to do it. Right, so it's got two tiny little leaves here and here. So again, May Green 170. Light layer over it all. Then with your permanent green 266, we're going to pick out where we want the dark bits. Go down here with the dark. This one is teeny tiny. Need a sharp pencil for this bit. The smaller the little illustrations, the sharper the pencil. There we go. Now going in with 101 white in the lightest bits you've just popped in. And again, my white gel pen. I'm going to put a couple in this one because it's teeny tiny. Right, so what colour flower should we move on to next? Should we do this big one here? They'll still be nice. So this one is, let me see, this one's a bit brighter. So this one is the Laelia orchid. So for this one, we are going to need dark cadmium orange. Let's find all the pencils. There we go. Alizarin, can't say that, Alizarin crimson. If you can hear an emergency vehicle, it is going past my house. It's usually on the main road. What emergency vehicle is it today? Shall we play this game? That's a fire engine. You're very crazy, that is. Fire engine, that one. Anyway, Fuchsia 1, 2, 3. You all love my noisy videos, don't you? You love it. White and pink Meadow Lake that we've just been using. So white and pink Meadow Lake. So there we go. I think we're sharp enough. Let's see, move the other pencils to the side, then I don't get confused. So let's bring you back in on this flower. So we're gonna, yeah, let's do this one. Gonna do this one, and we're going to start with this vibrant middle section. So first we're going to use the dark cadmium orange 115, and you're going to use, you can use a hard pressure for this. So at the bottom bit here, just on the sort of inner circle, or whatever shape you call that, we're going to do a hard pressure at the bottom, and then you're going to slowly bring the colour up, but leaving that little bit of white at the top. And then we're going to go in with this Alizarin crimson. And again, you can go in with a hard pressure with this one as well. So if you start at this sort of little teeny tiny bit here, go with a harder pressure around the outside. Don't go into that white space there that we've left. Don't colour that. Leave it white. So right round the outsides with the hardest pressure. It's a gorgeous colour this, it's so punchy and vibrant. It's like the only pop of colour on the page. The other pinks are quite delicate and this one's like, bam. It's quite punchy. So, and then I'm gonna, still using hard to medium pressure, but as we get closer to that orange bit, I'm gonna go a bit lighter because I'm gonna bring some more of that orange into a little tiny gap we've left in a second. So you have left like a ring of white around it. I'm gonna pop a bit more of that cadmium, dark cadmium orange, 115. I'm gonna pop a light layer of it. So I'm not going in dark this time, I'm going in lighter, just on the edge, so it looks like it's merging into that colour, almost. And then we're gonna go in with pinks. So, Pink Madder Lake, 129. And we're going to go in with a light pressure with this one. So see these ones that are sort of like, they remind me of an onion almost, or is it a garlic? I don't know what I'm trying to say. But these bits here, I'm going to lightly, very lightly, go over those ones first. And there's one peeking out here. And then the other petals, I'm going to go in a bit darker. So more of a medium pressure on these ones. Might not pick up on camera, but... So light pressure on those and a medium pressure on these ones. And then this middle bit that's coming down here, I'm going to go in quite hard on that bit. And next up, we're going to go in with the fuchsia. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to start off on this bit here. I'm going to do a little bit of darkness there and then fade it off. So we've just got this little bit of dark there and then it's faded off. And then the same at this end, leaving it light there. And then this little bit here, gonna do darker and then lay off the pressure. And there we go, that's that one. Now these petals, I'm sort of going to go around all the outsides with the darkness, and then the middle bit I'm going to blend white into the middle. So this colour is only going to go right round the outer rim. Outer rim? What film's that off? Outer rim, is it Star Wars? Oh, it just rung a bell and I thought, well, it's either Star Wars or something else I'm into. Outer rim. Oh dear. Look. The Last of Us is finished now, so I'm just onto the Mandalorian. Again, the new series of the Mandalorian. I just love Pedro Pascal. I think the whole world loves that man. I'm not even gonna lie. Right, so you can even bring some line details through the centre there with this dark. Trying my best not to block your view with my hand. And this one is sort of being hidden on the end by this tail of the chameleon, but just, if you try your best to just get it dark around that edge and this edge. Maybe a bit in the middle there. There we go. And then I'm going to go back in and deepen up with the, we've already put this colour down there, the pink Madder Lake. But I'm just going to go back in with it and just pick out some areas to deepen up. So using a hard pressure now with this pink Madder Lake on here, you're just going to pick out a few deeper areas. And then leave the rest lighter. So a bit like that. And the same there. And now all we've got to do is blend it with a white. But I'm just going to clean my white off just to check it's completely clean before we go in. It's making this look a really odd colour on camera. I really can't understand it. It looks so much different in real life. There we go. So going into all the lighter, whiter areas now, just to make it look all nice and soft everywhere. I'm going to clean my pencil off again before I go into the centre here. I'm going to go into the centre with the white pencil. There we go. And then with my white gel pen, again, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'm going to accentuate some of those lines into the centre with my white gel pencil. Just putting a little bit of detail in, really. You can barely see, but it just gives it something. And a little bit of one down here. There we go, and that's that one. Let's zoom you out and see, when I zoom out it sort of goes a better colour. It looks a bit better, but it's very, very dark in here today. I don't know what's going on. I've got like my lamp on and my light on and it's still just so dull. So dull. So I'm going to do one more flower in this part. So I'm going to do the same flower we've just done. There's one here, another big one. We're going to do that one. So I will just bring you zoomed back in again. Zoom back in. And we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to start in the centre of this flower first with the dark cadmium orange 115. And we're going to find, this one's bigger. It's all round here, so this is the edge of it where we can go in with the hard pressure and then slowly leave that little bit white there. Now if you want to lightly buff this orange up instead of going in with the pink next, you can buff that around. I like describing when I do a light pressure, small circular motions. I like to call it buffing. I don't know why. So if you just randomly aim this there, just buff the edges out. That's what I'm doing. I'm just blending it, shall we say. So I really should stop saying this pencil name, but the camera isn't focusing. Alizarin Crimson 226. Hard pressure again on this one. It's hard to pick out where it is on this one. There we go. So that bit and this bit, and then that bit's staying white, then that bit's pink. Just pull that down a bit. So hard pressure around the edge, and then you want to slowly bring it into that orange bit that you've put in. And there we go. Beautiful. Right, next up we're going to go in Pink Madder Lake 129, and again light layer over these little bits here. And I think while we've already got hold of this pencil, we will pick out those darker bits with this next. So you go from using a light pressure to then using a hard pressure and just picking out some areas to deepen up. This is what I like doing. I like using minimal pencils because it's more enjoyable to me than having a lot, you know, some people use like 20-30 pencils on a colouring page. I don't get enjoyment from using that much and having to concentrate on changing my pencils that much. I prefer simple, as simple as I can get it, and then that's more enjoyable to me. And also then if I decide I want to colour downstairs and watch TV at the same time, I've not got too many pencils out all over my knee. So I'm going to go in on this bit here with that, and then with the Fuchsia 123 I'm gonna deepen up some of this little bit here just at the end. There we go. So Pink Madder Lake again 129, we're gonna put a light layer over these other leaves, petals even, petals. And then we're going to go in with the Fuchsia 123, and again we're going to pick out the dark colours around the outsides like we've did on this one. I'm going to pick out the darker colour around the outsides with a hard pressure. What's your favourite flower? Put me a comment down below what your favourite flower is. Mine has got to be, well, I have quite a few, but my all-time favourite is a lily. But the only thing I don't like about lilies is the little stainy pollen things what fall off. I always have to cut them off because they fall on my carpet in my living room otherwise, and then disaster strikes. But yeah, I like lilies. Just pulling this dark colour through that middle bit there, creating those little lines, bit of texture to the page, and I'm gonna blend out these edges a bit more. I want it to be so harsh there. There we go, that's one. Let's do the other one. I'm going to spin my beat round a bit just so I can get the right angle on this for putting the little lines from the top here, because I don't want to mess it up. Such a beautiful page. Oh, my belly's rumbling. There we go. There's a bit more pink on this flower than the one above, I think. That makes for some nice variation. I'm going to give my white pencil a sharpen before I blend in all those lighter areas. So I'm going to start off white 101. I'm going to start off with this bit here. Blend that into there. Gonna clean my pencil off on a scrap piece of paper in case there's any orange left on it, and we're gonna blend all these other petals. There we go. Right, I'm gonna go in with my white gel pen now to do the same thing that we did on this one. So let's just pop in some little lines. Use whatever is your favourite, whether it be a gel pen, a paint pen. And there we go, and that is part 1. Otherwise my video won't export. It'll say, sorry, it's too long, and it won't export. So I'm going to pull you up while we have a look at the page as a whole. It's because I'm zoomed in. I thought, why am I having to go so far up with the camera? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I know why. So there's how it's looking so far. Let me move it the way I think I'm creating a shadow. I am, aren't I? It's me sat there what's blocking all the light. But there we go, that's a good view, isn't it? So that's what we've got so far. I think it's looking gorgeous. The delicate colours on those flowers are absolutely beautiful. I might go in with quite a light green on these leaves here. But yeah, in part 2 we're going to finish off. There's 2 of these flowers just up here. And then all the clusters of these flowers are these ones, which don't take too much time because they're just literally a little bit of pale pink on the tips and a bit of orange and yellow in the centres. So that shouldn't take up too much time, but isn't that page just stunning? So I hope you enjoyed watching. Please do hit the thumbs up on the way out, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.